Hello, FlimsyLunchTray here with you today, and we have a channel update 2.0 for you that I'm excited to discuss and share with you today. As in the background, I'm going to be having an operation scenarios from Killerwell playing with two clanmates, or one pending clanmate and the other being Doombeagle clan commander. As you're going to see me fly around in the Ranger in the background while we discuss a few things. So I have a list of several things here that I just want to go over with and talk with you about. There's been some delays on a few things I've been wanting to do within the series, and the result of that is just work with Corona times and also Norwegian language learning. As those of you who do not know, I live in Norway now. I moved here in the beginning of the year, and there are some cultural adjustments as well as the language itself I'm working to learn right now. That aside, we're going to talk about some of these topics that I want to discuss with you about what you can expect to see coming soon. The first, which I alluded I think previously in the previous channel update video, was this new how to fill in the blank series, because I'm not telling you guys yet what it is because I don't want anyone else to take the idea. Because I think it's pretty stellar. As I discussed in another update, no one has really done this except Wargaming had something like 3 years ago where they sort of talked about it, but not much in depth or in detail. And so I'm really pumped for this. I've been gathering a lot of resource videos and saving specific video footage, and I'm really close to being able to start recording the first one. And I want to make it polished for you, so much so that I've been talking with a new, recently indoctrined community contributor who has kindly said yes to helping me critique and get this right the first time around, because I really want to get this right the first time going in, rather than it be me trying to give you guys something that's not fully polished and doesn't make a lot of sense, whether that be audio or what I'm going to be showing you video quality wise, because each how-to video, there'll be two parts to it. And so my hope is that this week I can record the first one and then talk with the community contributor, and we can go over it, see how we like it, and then maybe in 2 weeks time, so maybe 2 weeks from today, on a Friday, I can be giving you guys this video, as this video will come out on Saturday. So definitely be looking forward to that. I'm really excited for it. It's taken some time to get there, and I also wanted to have the better microphone set up as well. The second is I've also decided perhaps it would be good, maybe it's once a week or here and there, where I do a live breakdown of the replay, where essentially instead of it being a replay, I'm talking through my gaming, what I'm doing live, whether that be where I'm aiming at specifically on the ship, rather than like, yeah, now we're gonna take this shot on the Yamato, and then like, oh, like let me tell you where how I'm deciding to aim and where I want my shells to go to hit the weak spot on the Yamato underneath his front turrets, where his citadel is pretty vulnerable there. Just more in depth, because like even like for example with a cruiser, say you're in a Worcester and you're firing armor piercing at a broadsiding battleship, but you're aiming it at the waterline. You know, most of those shells are just gonna bounce, they're gonna ricochet, they're not gonna penetrate. And so you would want to raise your shots higher on the upper belt and on the superstructure, where it's going to do more damage. So just those type of things that I want to talk more through, the decision making. So maybe it'll be in-depth analysis, in-depth analysis replay, or live action feed, where I talk more specifically through what I'm doing, and decisions I'm making, because I think maybe some of you would appreciate that, who are seeking to improve your skills, so on and so forth. So that will be the second thing that will be coming soon. And then thirdly, is you may have noticed that I'm not doing as focused replays all the time, where I've kind of gone into a little bit more topical conversations. I mean, you guys saw the oh, I don't remember where I titled that. The co-op one. Oh, it's okay to play co-op. I did 2 videos this past week on the Black Friday and the Armory, and choosing the 250 doubloon containers and what you might expect to find. And then I had another one on currency of what you're going to get from the key battles, Big Hunt Polygon, with what you could use your battle points towards. So I've been doing a little bit more of those topical things because it seems from the viewer engagement and what YouTube is telling me that you guys are appreciating those said type of videos rather than it just being battle replays all the time. I'm not saying that the battle replays are bad or anything, but it changes it up so you're not just seeing the same thing 4 times a week. Since my new video schedule, as you guys may have noticed for the past several weeks, is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. So my plan is to give you guys 4 videos a week, and so far I've been able to do that. So that has been that's been good in doing that. So I appreciate the feedback that you guys have continued to give me thus far, going forward through this, as it's really helping me decide what I need to focus in on, whether that's the recording software or just how I discuss certain things within the game. The 4th thing is historical videos, and this is 2 parts to that. So one is talking about ship history. For example, if Wargaming does do it, I hope to get it on the test server replay of this, but I didn't. When they had the testing with the submarines, and I'm not really a fan of submarines. If they keep the battle option separate, like submarine battle, and we don't have submarines in co-op or random battles, that will make me happy for sure, at least that much. But for example, was like, oh, I could talk about the history of this German U-boat. I don't remember if it's like U-839 or something like that. I have to look. Where this submarine was sunk off the coast of Norway, just west of Bergen, and is on a top secret mission from, I think it left Germany, and it had some components and blueprints that the Germans were seeking to give to Japan during World War II on like rocket engines and so forth. So it was very one of Hitler's last most important missions or orders that he really gave. So this submarine, it was sunk. It's the first. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to tell you everything. But anyhow, the history with that submarine is still somewhat ongoing, even up through this past summer, as it was sunk. It's still sitting at the bottom of the ocean floor off the coast of Norway, just west of Bergen. So a video that kind of goes more in detail about what was this mission about, the circumstances regarding the ship being sunk, so on and so forth. But then also, but then I'd have game footage and of a submarine, for example with that. We're talking about the Nelson, some point like that, the Massachusetts, just different ship history. Because I myself, and several of you guys have said that you really like knowing more of the history, and I'm a big naval warfare history guy. And so my grandpa actually served in the Navy, and he has some cool photos, memorabilia, and actually some of them are in a museum today. Secondly would be the second part to the historical videos I'm going to do, is visiting historical sites from World War II, World War I. So for example, you had the Atlantic Wall that Hitler had ordered to be built. That was 3,000 miles long, stretching from, was it Spain all the way up to almost touching Russia through Norway. So here in Norway, there were specific spots within the Atlantic Wall where they really focused on making a very fortified systems or having really big guns, so on and so forth. And there's a few sites actually around where I am at where they have German fortresses. I actually visited one this summer where you can see it's now on a farm. There's cows there, so there's cows where I was walking around recording with my GoPro, where they have let's see, you had the main bunker where they had some machine guns in. You could see where they used to have the radio equipment on the wall. You know, these pipes coming out the roof of it, like that would have been for the radio antennas, sleeping bunkers, personnel quarters that were also concrete bunkers that have now been filled in with dirt. You can see some where they had some artillery gun placements to help prevent this harbor if the Allies were to ever send any ships through. So any kind of breakout in this southwestern coast of Norway. And then there's like north of Bergen, there is like it's essentially they took a battleship gun and they implemented it on land, and it's like 5 stories deep. I think they're like geyser now, battleship guns, or it's just this one turret sitting above ground. So like I want to visit that. You know, the Tirpitz, it sank in northern Norway. Was it near Tromsø? Is it Tromsø? I'm Jordanheim. I'm spacing that right now. Where the Norwegians and the Germans, they ended up scrapping the ship, the Tirpitz, after it was destroyed by the British bombers. But just going to the site where it was, even though it's been scrapped now. And then also being able to visit some ships, potentially. Even like my home state, Indiana. There is, let's see, there's a cool ship. If I'll go ahead and tell you about where it's at in Evansville. It's the LST 325 landing ship transport tank transport that has a really unique and really cool history behind it. It's one of the, I think, last operational LSTs in the world, and so it has such a cool history. Even the recovering it and bringing it over from, was it Greece, because it was in the Greece Army at one point, or Greece Navy, and the story of how it got back to America it's rather amusing. So there's things like that. So when I do eventually go back to Indiana, I hope to be able to record a video, and of course a lot of the war museums and naval ship museums have taken a big hit during these Corona times. So if you're able to visit, you know, Battleship Cove, if you're able to go see the USS Kidd in Louisiana, or Baton Rouge, or the USS Alabama, you know, there's places all across the U.S. Where these ship museums need support during these times. So I hope to be able to do some recordings like through visiting ship sites. So that's another aspect that I'm hoping to eventually include. The fifth thing that I briefly want to discuss is the continuation of upgrading the recording equipment. So previously, you guys may have known, I had a really bad setup for trying to do this, where it was, you know, I would, you know, do a voiceover through the replay and recording both at the same time, and then I would, you know, put on USB drive and then take it to my laptop where I have Wondershare, Filmora, edit it on that. Then I take a USB stick, put it back in the PC, and it's just a lot of back and forth. I lost a lot of time in that. And so there's a Black Friday sale this past week. I actually now have Wondershare Filmora 10 on my PC, so that cuts out the middleman. And I've also learned some better ways to record my voice, because previously in all the videos, my vocals have been mixed in with the battle replay sounds. So like the ships firing their guns, the planes. But now, like in this replay that I'm featuring here where I'm talking, is my voice is recorded separately on a different audio track than the audio track that's attached to this video. So then it'll be better for me to adjust the volume of my speaking or the volume within the gameplay itself. So that is something I was really wanting for a long time. And then, let's see, and I'm toying with the camera idea, deciding if maybe I'd want to eventually incorporate that or not. You guys tell me what you think. I do have a camera now that I could use, that it is good quality, it's not bad quality. And then, what was the other thing? Oh, then I'm still debating whether or not to update to a really good USB microphone that I have found. So I will I'll tell you guys what if I end up deciding to do that or not. Because the problem with the microphone, like the one I have now, is an XLR cable one that goes connects into the back of my PC. So in any recording software setup, you have three things. You have the mic, you have the preamp, and you have the A to D converter, also known as the analog to digital converter. And within the microphone itself, it's just a microphone. Like, that's the obvious thing. But the preamp and the A to D converter are located on the sound card on the motherboard. And 9 times out of 10, the preamp and the A to D converter and the sound card on the motherboard are pretty crappy. I'm just being honest. Where a benefit of having this USB microphone I'm looking at is that within the microphone itself, the preamp and the A to D converter are within the microphone itself, and those are usually better quality than what you'll find on the sound card on the motherboard. So if I do that, it'll still be a bit of ways off. Probably, I don't know if I'd actually do it this Christmas or not. It might be like a birthday gift or something for myself in a few months. We'll see. So really trying to improve and make my life easier when doing these replays, when doing the audio, video quality, and also trying to present you guys, most importantly, engaging video material, whether it be replay battles, topical things, so on and so forth. So if you liked today's video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Subscribe if you want to see more. And if you have already subscribed, thanks so much. Really appreciate it, and looking forward to the future of the channel here with Flimsy Lunch Tray. So until next time, take care.